What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Legion of Nerds. I'm Chuck. Today, coming with some more comic books. This time for something I'm really excited about. Right up my alley. What if aliens? That's right. It's what if Carter Burke had lived, and Paul Reiser actually helped co-write this story, along with Adam F. Goldberg. Hopefully, if you're here, you're an Aliens fan, and like me, you're ready to figure out what if Carter Burke had lived. That's right. So let's jump into it. In 2122, the multinational corporation Weyland-Yutani diverted their commercial towing vehicle, the Nostromo, to the moon LV-426. Purporting to answer a possible distress call, Weyland-Yutani secretly wished to secure specimens of a dangerous alien species known as xenomorphs for study and profit. Of course, tragedy struck the crew, leaving Lieutenant Ellen Ripley as the sole survivor, and for decades, she drifted through space in cryosleep. In 2179, Ripley was rescued and awoke to find that a terraforming colony known as Hadley's Hope had been built on LV-426, funded in part by Weyland-Yutani. Ripley's warnings about the xenomorphs went unheeded until contact with the colony was suddenly lost. A junior Weyland-Yutani executive, Carter Burke, enlisted Ripley to join him and a team being sent to investigate. After finding the colony overrun, Ripley and the others soon discovered that Burke's only purpose was to obtain a xenomorph sample, and Burke was more than willing to sacrifice human lives to get it. When the aliens swarmed, Burke snuck away, only to find himself face to face with one of the creatures. In the world as we know it, Burke and most of the others on Hadley's Hope died horribly that day. But what if Carter Burke had lived? And here we go. Burke! It was Burke! Hadley's Hope Colony, moon LV-426, year 2179. We have Lieutenant Ellen Ripley, Corporal Dwayne Hicks, Lieutenant William Gorman, Private First Class William Hudson, Weyland-Yutani Executive Carter Burke, and Private First Class Jeanette Vasquez. And Hudson says, I say we grease this rat fuck son of a bitch right now. It just doesn't make any fucking sense, says Hicks. Ripley says he figured that he could get an alien back through quarantine if one of us was impregnated, whatever you call it, and then frozen for the trip home. Nobody would know about the embryos we were carrying, me and Newt. Wait a minute now. We'd all know, yes, the only way he could do it is if he sabotaged certain freezers on the way home, namely yours, then he could jettison the bodies and make up any story he liked. Fuck, he's dead. You're dog meat, pal. This is so nuts. I mean, listen to what you're saying. It's paranoid delusion. How? It's really sad. It's pathetic. You know, Bert, I don't know which species is worse. You don't see them fucking each other over for a fucking percentage. Alright, we waste him, no offense, and then the power goes out. They cut the power. What do you mean they cut the power? How could they cut the power, man? They're animals. I want you two with trackers checking the corridors. Gorman, watch Burke. I got him. Move. The signal's weird. Must be some interference or something. There's movement all over the place. 13 meters, man. This is a big fucking signal. 10 meters. 7. 6. That can't be. That's inside the room. It's reading right, man. Look. Well, you're not reading it right. 5 meters, man. 4. What the hell? And then they all look up. Oh my God. And Hicks goes to look. Give me the light. And then he sees all the aliens and comes falling down. There they are, over there, get them. Do something, Gorman. And then Burke runs. He just runs. And Ripley screams, medical, get to medical. And Burke shuts the door on him. Burke, open this door. Burke, open it. And when he turns around, he's face to face with the xenomorph. That's right. Well, then sometime later, he wakes up in the hive. And as he comes to, he's like, where? And then he sees. He's like, no. And of course, there's the egg. opening up and the face hugger about to come on out. And this is about the time Gorman runs out of bullets and him and Vasquez are going to make their last stand. They detonate the grenade and it blows up through the vent and it actually blows up the egg that's about to get Burke. Like the face hugger is no more. And of course he breaks free. And then over the intercom we hear, "Attention, emergency. All personnel must evacuate immediately. You now have 14 minutes to reach minimum safe distance." And he's like, 14 minutes? That's not enough time. And of course he passes Ripley and he's like, "Ripley, that means the drop ship is still here. I can sneak on board and get off this rock." And then he goes up in the elevator. Gets up to the top. "All personnel must evacuate immediately. You now have 12 minutes to reach minimum safe distance." And then there it is, the dropship. Hello, gorgeous. Just got to make it to the cargo hold without being seen. And then, of course, he's sneaking past Bishop and Hicks. And then it shows the boom of Hadley's Hope 11 minutes later as the dropship is escaping the atmosphere. And of course, he gets back to the Sulaco. And as Burke's coming out, we get the iconic line, "Get away from her, you bitch." And he's like, "Ripley?" And now Ripley and the Queen are going at it. She's in the power loader and he sneaks out. He's going to go back to the cargo hold and he shuts himself in. And then sometime later, he comes back out. "Hello, anybody awake?" And of course, everybody's in their cryo chambers. He's talking to Ripley. "I wish I could have explained everything. When you wake up, you'll see I'm not just some company man." And then we show him talking to Mr. Yutani. "Burke, I thought you were dead." "So did I, sir. We've already received the Sulaco's coordinates from Lieutenant Ripley and dispatched a retrieval unit to pick up all survivors. I don't know if that's such a good idea. Do you know what happened at Hadley's Hope?" Ripley was vague on the details, but said that the xenomorph embryos you were attempting to bring back escaped. "We'll regroup and return to LV-426 with more reinforcements." There is no LV-426. Hadley's Hope is gone. The reactor melted down and destroyed the entire hive, the queen, and all the embryos. "What? And you just let it happen?" "I was indisposed, sir, in a cocoon, a xenomorph cocoon." "Were you impregnated?" "Me? Oh, no, sir." "That's unfortunate. It would have at least salvaged your gross mishandling of the situation." "Gross miss... Sir, I wasn't the one who vaporized the colony. But it was on your watch. This does not bode well for your future at Weyland-Yutani, Mr. Burke." "You know what else doesn't bode well? Ripley's damning evidence against you. There's nothing linking us to the xenomorphs. It's our word against hers. But you did finance the terraforming of LV-426 and built an atmosphere processing plant reactor that melted down and ionized everyone. That means 158 wrongful death lawsuits from 158 families of the 158 colonists who died. Seems the decimation of Hadley's Hope just may take Weyland-Yutani down with it. Unlikely. In any event, there's clearly no point in sending our retrieval ship. Good luck to you, Carter Burke. But you can't just leave me out here floating to die. I have a wife, a baby. They need me." "Yes, it's very sad, but as you know, the company comes first." "No, wait. Leaving Ripley in cryosleep doesn't solve anything. We found her after the Nostromo incident. What's to say someone doesn't find her again?" "You have a point, Mr. Burke. Perhaps I will send a crew to retrieve you." "Only you. You need to ensure Lieutenant Ripley and the rest of the survivors will never speak to anyone." "You want me to?" "No, I can't do that." "You will, or your wife will be informed you died in that explosion on LV-426 along with everyone else." Okay, I'll take care of it. But I want a lifetime contract with Weyland-Yutani with a retirement benefit package plus dental. One day my girl will need braces. Done. Just make sure it looks like an accident. I don't want any of this coming back on us. And then it shows Burke setting up the fire that released Ripley in Alien 3. That's right. in this universe, it was Burke. I know I'm in no position to expect you to trust me, Ripley, but this way you'll have a fighting chance, and no one fights like you. I'm going to evac all of you on an emergency escape vehicle. There's a planet nearby. You'll all be pulled into its atmosphere. The readings say the climate is suitable for human life. If there's a colony there, I know you'll find it. And when you do, I hope you take down that bitch of a company just like you killed that bitch of an alien queen. I'm sorry about everything, but I had no choice. And it shows the dropship falling in to Fury 161, the double Y chromosome work correctional facility. My family needs me. My daughter needs me. I have to get home. And then it shows what I'm pretty sure is the retrieval ship almost there to pick up Burke. We're now 35 years later, and it shows Burke waking up, talking about my back, stupid mattress, 5 minutes to heat up, stupid shower, jelly stain on my favorite tie, stupid donut, stupid decaf coffee because stupid sensitive stomach, and then it shows him riding to work on a bike. Stupid life. Morning, Diane. Hey, Gail. Looks like Gary got a haircut. Hi, Tom. Mondays, am I right? And then it shows Carter Burke, mining operations and assets manager, and he goes into his office. Later on, he leaves, catches up to his daughter, and she's surprised to see him. Dad? Hi, hello, Bree, hi. You have any lunch plans? It's 9 a.m. and I told you a billion times I don't want to have lunch with you today or any other day. Rain checked in. Got it. Then it shows him sitting by himself on a bench, eating his lunch, feeding the pigeons, and then there's like a hole in the hollow dome above. Like we see that it's a dome and the daylight is created. So he's like, damn it, stupid hollow dome. Picks up his communication device and calls up Wayland Yutani. And it's like, Wayland Yutani, how may I direct your call? This is the operations and assets manager. Our hollow dome just glitched out. Sir, I need your coordinates so that I can access your account. I'm on D350L8. This a joke? Says here that's a dead asteroid located in the ass end of the universe. Well, that dead asteroid is where I've been living for the last 35 mind-numbing years. And for your information, we mine trimonite here. Hardest substance known to man, super rare. I know what trimonite is. My apologies, Mr. Burke, Carter Burke. Wait, the Carter Burke? My father says you're humankind's most reviled Judas, next to Judas. Your father sounds like a peach. You do know that smuggling a xenomorph egg back to Earth could have wiped out our entire planet, just like Hadley's Hope? Trust me, there's a lot more to the story which I can't talk about due to a very ironclad non-disclosure agreement. Any other company would have fired an incompetent traitor like you, but not Shin Yutani. He's a great man. Yep, another peach. He kept his word, gave me a lifetime contract, and then made me a scapegoat for everything that happened on LV-426. He pinned 158 deaths on me, convinced the entire universe I'm some kind of opportunistic asshole who wanted to weaponize an acid-blooded alien species. But all of that is covered by the NDA, of course, so probably best to stop talking about it. Probably. I can send a technician out to take a look next time we have a dispatch to D350L8. That would be great, truly. Thank you and namaste. And when do you think that would be? Rough idea. 8 months, give or take a year? No, wait. I need that holodome to... What is that? And he sees something falling into the atmosphere of the planet. Sorry, I need it to work. It's the only way I can fool myself into thinking I actually still live in society. Well, maybe you should have thought of that before you tried to decimate ours. Thank you for calling Wayland Yutani. Screw you! And he throws his phone down and looks back and says Cygnus. Then it shows Burke talking to this person that has arrived on his planet, who he seems to know. Is that what I think it is? You gave me a directive. I have fulfilled that directive. So that's a yes. That is a yes. Yes, I can't tell you how happy I am to see you, Si. You've been gone a long time, bud. Way too long. 20 years, 8 months, and 6 days to be exact. And it seems those years have not been kind to you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Meanwhile, you look exactly the same there. Very fit. That's because I'm a synthetic and superior to you in every way. Yes, I'm aware, but thanks for clarifying. Okay, good. Fun, small talk. Open up that case. Let's have a look. I advise against that. The company has cameras everywhere. Right, good point. No privacy here. I know where we can go. We've got a warehouse built to store trimonite, and now that this dead rock is nearly hollowed out, nobody has any reason to go in there ever. Seems like the perfect place to set up shop. They bring the package in, and Cygnus sets it down and opens it up, and well, would you look at that? Carter Burke is back in business. And it shows them both standing there over an alien egg. That's right. A xenomorph egg. Woo! Really digging this story, y'all. I hope y'all are too. It is to be continued in issue 2. And you can guarantee I'm going to be back with issue 2, y'all. That's right. If you like what I do here, give me that thumbs up. Leave some comments. Hit that bell. That's right. I've been Chuck. We the Legion of Nerds. Y'all don't have too much fun.